Hey, so in today's video, I wanted to talk about the largest belief system that is holding people back from making $10,000 a month with their own lead generation agency. And this video is gonna be a little bit of a rant. It's gonna be just off the top of my head. I don't have any scripts, but essentially what I'm realizing is the hardest part of starting a lead generation agency, starting any business really, is going from zero to $1. And I actually made a story post about this the other day. So if you're not following me here on Instagram, make sure you drop me a follow on Instagram to see, and get ahead of all of these insights. But really what I realized is the hardest part is going from zero to $1. And it's not because, of the strategies or they don't know what they're doing or any of those things, but it's more about the belief systems and what's kind of up here. So what I mean by this, and I came up with this insight because, I've worked with over 100 people now start their own online business, start their own lead generation agency. It's been a while since I personally went from that zero to $10,000 a month mark. But what I realized after doing some reflecting last night was I realized that the hardest part is that transition to become an entrepreneur, to become a business person, become a business owner. Because every single person, they want to become a business owner, right? They really glorify that lifestyle, driving sports cars, living in these big fancy mansions, doing all these things. But the truth is, it's just not cut out for everyone. Because what I mean by that is if you're watching this video and you're looking to start your own business, maybe right now you're working a job. Maybe you are a student studying something in school. Doesn't really matter, right? Maybe you're looking for a job. And what I'm trying to say is if you've ever worked a job in your life, even if you absolutely hated that job, there was always a level of certainty involved. Because let's say you're a janitor right now, for the purposes of an example. All you're doing in your job is, let's say, cleaning toilets, cleaning washrooms, cleaning tables, that type of stuff. While you might hate what you're doing, you might not like the act of cleaning the toilets and cleaning the tables and doing all these things, you know exactly what you need to do and how you need to do it. You wake up every single day, you start your shift, and you know what you have to do. You have a pretty decent idea, and if you ever get stuck somewhere or you have a problem or you have a question, you can always just ask your boss, you can always ask your manager, your supervisor, whatever the case is, and they'll give you that certainty. Now with entrepreneurship, when you're starting your own business, you don't have that level of certainty. And that is by far the biggest difference between working at a job and starting your own business is you don't have that certainty, right? You wake up every single day and you're literally unsure what you need to do. You have a level of uncertainty and you have zero idea as to exactly how you want to go about doing that. As an example, before I started my own business, before I started my own lead generation agency, I was actually flipping burgers at McDonald's. And while I absolutely hated that job, I hated the act of flipping burgers, I was getting burn marks on my hands and stuff like this, I knew exactly what I needed to do and I knew exactly how to do it. But with entrepreneurship, I just simply don't have that benefit. I wake up every single day with basically zero idea as to what I actually need to do. Now, obviously, I know like the specific action items of things that I have to accomplish that day in order to work towards my goals. But for the most part, I just don't really know how I'm gonna make money, how I'm gonna sign clients, how I'm gonna sign multiple clients, how I'm gonna scale to 10K, 20K, 50K per month. And it's that level of uncertainty that every single entrepreneur, every single person who's looking to start a business, they really need to get comfortable with that fact and that idea that things are just uncertain like everything else in life. And the most important part is not the uncertainty itself that really holds people back from starting a business, from succeeding in a business, from making $10,000 a month. It's not the uncertainty at all, because that's just a feeling. But the part that really holds people back is being able to separate their feelings from the actions that they are taking. That's the key part. Is most people, when they're going through the process of starting a business, they start off extremely motivated, and as they start doing these things, they start doing these actions. For example, they start setting up email accounts or writing their very first cold email campaigns or their very first VSLs or taking their very first sales calls, and they get stuck somewhere and they wake up the next day and they just don't feel like doing it anymore because they just don't want to do it, or they feel uncertain, or they don't have that confidence or that clarity. They just stop doing these things as a whole. And you have to understand that in business, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't even have to be a lead generation agency. Whatever business you're in, there's a very specific group of actions that you have to do and execute every single day if you want to make money, if you want to get paid. Now, for example, as a lead generation agency, the things that will get you paid is sending emails every single day, taking sales calls every single day, having these conversations inside the email inbox with people who reply back to your emails. And it doesn't matter what you are feeling, if you're doing each of these three things every single day, It's just a matter of time before you sign your first client, before you get paid, and before you get to $10,000 a month. But the biggest part that holds people back from being successful with their own lead generation agency is they wake up feeling uncertain, and they don't have that clarity, whatever the case is, and they just don't do these actual action items because they're letting their feelings dictate the actual things that they are doing. And most people, if you're watching this video, I literally just explained to you the 3 things you need to do if you want to be successful with your lead generation agency, if you want to make money, and if you want to scale to $10,000 a month. These are the 3 things that you need to focus on. And most people, they know that, but they still don't do these actual action items. Because the absolute hardest part about starting a business, about entrepreneurship, is being able to separate your day-to-day feelings from the actions that you are taking. The most successful business people, all the most successful people that I know that are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, it doesn't matter what they're feeling. It doesn't matter if they wake up feeling sad. It doesn't matter if they wake up feeling unconfident, unclarity, whatever the case is. They're still doing the specific actions inside of their business that will get them paid, that will lead to them being successful. And the act of actually taking action will actually build that confidence and build that clarity. Because I know even for myself, when I was first starting my lead generation agency, I quite frankly didn't really know what I was doing, right? I knew absolutely nothing. I had a rough idea of how everything works, but I didn't get, there wasn't YouTube channels at the time talking about starting a lead generation agency and things like that. Now for you, if you're watching this video, you actually have that luxury because I made it my mission to actually document the things that I'm doing at my own lead generation agency, some of the lessons that I'm learning, and what you can do. I'm making videos literally like this to give you advice and give you suggestions and tips as to how you can start your own lead generation agency and accelerate that process. For me, I didn't have that luxury. So every single day I woke up and quite frankly, I just didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know what to do, how to do it. And I only focused on those 3 actions, right? Again, sending emails every single day, talking with people inside the email inbox who reply back to my emails, and taking sales calls. And doing those 3 things over and over and over again, day in and day out, no matter what I felt on a day-to-day basis, was what led to my success, was what led to me making 10K in my first 60-ish days, was what led me to going from 0, flipping burgers at McDonald's, to making $50,000 a month in my first 12 months. I didn't know what I was doing, but I just focused on those action steps. So to wrap up this video, I think the main things that you need to take away is if you are starting your lead generation agency, if you are starting your entrepreneurship journey, you want to become a business owner, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. No one's really talks about that uncertainty, that unclarity, that people just don't really know what they're doing, but that's just a part of the process. And if you want to start a business, you have to accept that. But more importantly, you need to be making sure you're taking action every single day, right? So whatever business you're in, what you need to do is you need to block 30 minutes out of your calendar, genuinely sit there with a pen and paper and write down the key 3 to 5 things that will get you paid, right? Literally, right? In this video, I explained to you the 3 things that will get you paid as a lead generation agency, and you just have to execute on those things every single day, no matter what you feel. If you wake up feeling sad, feeling tired, feeling uncertain, feeling unconfident, make sure you are still doing those 3 things every single day. Because when you do them for a sustained period of time, you will inevitably see results. You will be moving forward towards your goals, right? And it might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen a week from now, but if you do it every single day for a long enough period of time, you will see results. Trust in yourself and believe that everything will work out.